Sit back and relax and enjoy the show with Big OG. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello friends, welcome back to Monster 911 News, reporting unusual occurrences, unfortunate encounters to everyday people like you and I. So this update that I'm about to give you has been approved by a family member. I spent some time with her last night. We had a wonderful conversation, very lengthy conversation. So today's update on Miss Maxie is from her sister Izzy. We spoke last night. We had a very lengthy, detailed conversation regarding many aspects of this whole case. And I asked very direct, blunt questions, and she gave me very direct, blunt answers. And then we had a lot of interesting kind of conversations here and there. I did not want to play any video or anything like that because there's many portions of our conversation that should remain private at this point, because this is still an ongoing active investigation by certain departments. So when we finished up our conversation, I reiterated some of the points to Izzy and what she wanted to convey through me to everyone else up to this point, to get everybody up to speed. And one of the first things I wanted to ask about is the state of Alicia. Not probing any details, but just how in general is she doing, and also how the family is holding up. And so one of the things she said is that Alicia's status is stable. She has gone through numerous surgeries. She has a wonderful hospital staff caring for her needs, and that it looks like there's going to be obviously more surgeries here soon and possibly in the future. That's really kind of where things are at with her sister, Alicia. In addition to that, she also wanted to convey the family's wish, obviously, is for Alicia to get better, to continue to heal, and to make improvements every day, every week, and every month. That's their main goal right now, is to look after their sister, her sister Alicia, and make sure that the family, the children and the husband, everybody's kind of taken care of and their needs are met. The next thing that we spoke about that she wanted to convey, and she was speaking on behalf of herself and also the family collectively, is that they have an immense gratitude to all the well wishes, the prayers, and to the people pouring out their heart for the GoFundMe page. People have been so generous and so kind, and she definitely wanted to convey that to everyone, that they don't take it lightly. People have given freely from their heart, and they sincerely appreciate that. So one of the things that I really asked her from the very beginning was not really asking details and specifics about the case, but I started out with asking, what has been one of the biggest disappointments so far, or that's really upset you or the family? And she said, well, it's a couple things. That here lately, one of the things that's upset her and the family is that someone put out some false report that the DNA analysis was, it looked formal. It was not. It was like an AI generated report, and that was 100% false. It was incorrect. And, why would someone do such a thing? And I just said, well, people do things out of spite, out of wanting to be recognized, wanting to get clicks, wanting to, who knows? But she thought that was very insensitive and hurtful. The other thing is that she said her and the family just want to be left alone. They have been bombarded every day with tons of people trying to call them, with tons of people trying to Facebook them, with tons of people trying to text them. And she just said, we just want time to be together as a family, but they would like this bombardment of people, of calls and texts. Please do not contact the family anymore. They're only going to go through a few resources to inform people if they choose to inform people. Again, there's private aspects of this case that the family will know first. So, on a side note, personally, I can say that if there's any lab reports, if there's anything that looks personal online, 99% positive it's going to be a false report or misleading. That kind of information regarding a person's status or labs or private information, first and foremost will go to the family. So if you see anything online, it's false and it's misleading and it's a falsehood. So that's personally for me. But she just said that they are done commenting on this for right now. They have said they're exhausted and they just want to take care of the family, be there for Alicia, and not her worry about anything. And I totally agreed and I understood. And I even put myself in that, I said, if I'm bothering you, I want you to be honest with me and tell me to get lost. And so that goes for me too. I have laid very low here the last couple of days, the last 4 or 5 days, you could say, and I don't watch any podcast. The reason why is I am so busy calling behind the scenes, looking at different angles of things, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 steps ahead. And I am very blessed that I have contacts throughout the state that I can call upon to get and glean good information, accurate information. So I was trying to, that was some of what I was doing in our conversation with Izzy last night, was sharing some information that I have learned, talk about right now, because it's a private matter for the family. But that was one of the things that she said was a disappointment, is that there are misleading reports that are out there, and there is a general overall arching misleading statements and falsehoods that are incorrect, that are back and forth, people claiming certainty on something when it's not. And she said it's just kind of crazy right now with all of this going on. And so she just wanted, again, to reiterate that the family just wants to be left alone. Please respect their privacy. They're just trying to take care of her sister and the family, and everybody kind of come to grips with what's happened. So again, this is an active investigation that's still going on. She said, please allow the departments time to do what they need to do in doing their job and attaining this information. We have to remember that a person was severely, severely injured. The other part is, this is going to segue into a little bit of what Izzy and I briefly spoke about, but she didn't tell me directly, but I think it's going to be okay if I speak on her behalf on this subject. And that is, people are trying to analyze every aspect of this case, especially the location. I would say, here's my response to that. If a handful of you know where the location is, number one, please don't share it. It's not appropriate. This is an active investigation going on. Allow people to do their job. Remember, someone almost lost their life. This is the paramount, most important feature of this whole case. Someone almost lost their life. Secondly, if you trespass on private property, you could be jailed. So don't do it. Thirdly, you may be contaminating an active investigation scene. So, bottom line is, be respectful. Have a level of professionalism. I know this case has taken a life of its own. I know it's intriguing. I know there's parts of it that seem mysterious. But again, this is a case that a person almost lost their life. That is paramount. So I would ask on behalf of the family if you can at least have a side of humanity and just don't even go to an area that you think. Don't be driving down dirt roads or paved roads and knocking on doors and all that. Just don't do that. That's not professional, and that's not a level of research that I condone or ever respect. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So, with that being said, again, we spoke about a lot of specifics, many of which Izzy relayed to me. They want private. And for good reason, of course, for good reason. But I will just say this, the overall arching opinion and response from Izzy, the sister of Alicia, is that they, at this point, are still in a gray zone. That she was very adamant to me and matter of fact, as that they know no more at this point than honestly they did at the very beginning. Things are still in an active process. So the last thing we want is someone contaminating or convoluting this in any way, shape, or form. So Izzy asked for people, do not go to this area, do not bother anybody, don't bother the locals, don't get down there and try to be an active journalist or anything like that, because you could be causing more problems than what you think. Allow these departments to do their job, and the family is participating and acting directly with these departments. So they don't need us going there, congesting things up and convoluting things up. So that was her wish for me to relay to you guys. But at this present time, they honestly and truly do not know any more than what they started with. There are aspects, as Izzy relayed to me, that there's still questions that they have and have posed to each department working this case. And that is to the Pittsburgh Sheriff's Department and to the Oklahoma Game Department. She was stating points to me that I had thought of and that I gave her my 2 cents on. And so we really kind of put our heads together for about 45 minutes to an hour on a couple of these things. And so she's pretty savvy on some things that we spoke about already, but she already knew, or at least have thought about. So I will just say that they're still working on it. They don't have any more than what they've already mentioned. There's aspects of this case that seem that was left out, that was mentioned. I told her I honestly have not seen, I don't watch any podcast as to not misdirect or what I've heard or hearsay. I just do my own thing behind the scenes, making phone calls and talking directly to family. And that's why I intentionally just waited for about 4 or 5 days before I spoke to another family member and reached out. And I thanked her for the time in speaking with me. The family's exhausted. They're emotionally drained, just making sure their sister's okay and caring for her family's needs and Alicia's needs. But also they're exhausted from the amount of people that keep bombarding them with questions. And again, this revolves around the initial statement that it was dog-like in appearance, or it appeared dog-like. And that's really what started this whole cascade of events. I told her that this case kind of taking on its own life, so to speak, there's portions of this community that are absolute and certain that it's this cryptid creature, the dog man. And I said, in an odd way, And I understand, because people listen to a lot of these shows, they want it to be something mysterious like this. And she understood that. And I said, I know these creatures exist. I gave her some well-known facts of me personally and Wiley Dave and some of the occurrences that they do exist. But I'm also of the opinion that every sound you hear in the woods isn't a cryptid. 98 to 99% of the time, it's going to be what we're familiar with. A squirrel, a skunk, a possum, a deer, turkey, a bear. It's going to be indigenous wildlife that we're very familiar with. It's not going to be a cryptid. And so I think that's where this life has generated, is that there's a portion of us that want to think this is what this creature that attacked Miss Alicia was. But factually and realistically, we don't know. It's a gray zone. So again, to reiterate, please stop calling the family, per Izzy. Please stop bombarding them with questions and calls and Facebook messages and social media messages. They're only going to go through a few people at this point in time. Please don't constantly bombard the departments of the Sheriff's Department and or Game Department. Please allow them to do their work. You will learn when you learn. And the family is going to be the first no matter what. And you'll hear about it if they choose to release any information. Bottom line, like it or not, bottom line, that's the way it is. It's private information. From talking to Izzy, she's a very fact-driven person. She knows some of the speculation here and there, but she wants to get to the bottom eventually of what may have occurred. What were the events, step by step, that occurred to get to the point of her sister being injured? Because, like me, she wants to make sure that no one is hurt like this again. But first and foremost, they're trying to take care of the needs of her sister right now. That's the immediacy right now, is taking care of the needs of her sister. The family just wants to let things settle down, allow the departments to do their work, and they'll take the next step. And then once they get word, they'll take the next step, and then the next step. So if you can allow them the courtesy to please not bombard them with Facebook messages, social media messages, calling them, calling the departments, and please do not visit the location and cause congestion, confusion, misleading or falsehood statements or aspects of it. That's per Izzy, per the family. They would sincerely and greatly appreciate it. This is the update. There's still a lot of unanswered questions out there, a ton of speculation. But for me, here at Monster 911, I like facts. Facts are supportive, along with objective and subjective information. That's what matters. So in closing here, Izzy, as well as the rest of the family, her family, wanted to say just how grateful they have been with the outpouring of generosity and giving to the GoFundMe for Alicia. They know that everybody has taken a vested interest into this for many different reasons, but they would just ask that as time allows, that if they choose to share some information, they will let it out. In the meantime, guys, always remember, we are truly never alone, but sometimes it's not always what we think. Take care. God bless.